After more than a decade on the run, alleged Sudanese war criminal Ali Kushayb sat in a courtroom in the Netherlands accused of commanding Janjaweed fighters who raped, tortured, and killed civilians in Darfur. Fatou Bensouda, the chief prosecutor for the International Criminal Court, says Kushayb's surrender earlier this month in the Central African Republic and his transfer to face charges in The Hague is a signal to war criminals that they cannot hide forever.
I believe that his transfer is a very clear and unequivocal message that no matter how long it takes, we will not stop. My office will not stop to our work until these alleged perpetrators of the Rome Statute crimes have been brought to justice.
Between 2003 and 2004, Kushayb, whose given name is Ali Muhammad Ali Abdul Rahman, is accused of leading thousands of Janjaweed militia members. These fighters conducted what has been called a campaign of ethnic cleansing against the people of Darfur. Cameron Hudson, a senior fellow at the Atlantic Council's Africa Center, says they burned villages, killed thousands, and played a role in displacing more than 1 million people, often aided by aerial bombardment by Sudanese government forces.
They were called the Devils on Horseback, and he led those troops into destroying villages in close coordination with military bombers. This went on for many years, and he again is just one of the most notorious, grievous representations of that very, very sad period of time.
In 2007, Kushayb was indicted on 22 counts of crimes against humanity and 28 war crimes. But for years, he received protection from the former Sudanese president Omar al-Bashir. That ended when Bashir was ousted during a popular uprising. In February 2020, Sudan's transitional government announced it would cooperate with the ICC.
They said no one was above the law. The news that impunity would no longer be tolerated was met, as you saw, with widespread support by the Sudanese people. And I believe that accountability for crimes committed in Darfur is now widely supported proposition in Sudan, that justice and accountability for atrocity crimes is an essential element in building lasting stability.
Kushayb is the first person to see the inside of an ICC courtroom in connection to crimes committed in Darfur. It is unclear what will happen to al-Bashir, who is in custody in Khartoum and faces domestic charges relating to the killing of demonstrators. Bashir is also wanted by the ICC for war crimes.
The pending arrest warrants, including for Mr. al-Bashir, they remain in effect, and they have yet to be executed. I have urged the national authorities to honor their commitments to deliver justice for the victims in Darfur, and to do so, as I said earlier on, without delay.
Hudson says the arrest and impending trial of Kushayb and other war criminals mark an important milestone for the ICC and could have real impacts in Sudan.
And so I think it's a really important opportunity for the ICC to demonstrate not just its efficacy in trying Ali Kushayb, but also one of the things that it touts as a benefit of international justice, which is the healing effect and the deterrent effect of international justice. So the idea that trying Kushayb and bringing to light his crimes and delivering justice for his crimes will both help the Darfuris heal and feel some sense of justice being served, but also act as a very powerful potential deterrent to those who hold office in Sudan now, specifically in the military and in the rapid support forces, many of whom participated in some of the crimes of Darfur and remain in power today.
As Sudan prepares for elections in 2022, some have feared that the ICC proceedings can reopen old wounds and have a destabilizing effect. But Bensouda sees the benefits.
But I also believe that peace and justice in Sudan are not incompatible. The victims in Darfur have waited long enough for accountability. And our objective is to play our role within our mandates and means to combat impunity in Sudan. Investigating and prosecuting these crimes can help to deter the commission of future crimes. And in doing so, it can help to break the cycle of violence.
Bensouda says that when victims see justice in a court of law and perpetrators are held accountable, it decreases the likelihood for further violence. Salem Solomon, VOA News, Washington.